life, there are moments that make us fall completely silent. When a story, neither loud nor dramatic, touches something deep within us, like a quiet chime. The story of Bhikkhunī Subhā is one of those moments. A woman whose beauty could captivate countless hearts. Yet she chose to let go of everything, seeking instead the peace within, where wisdom shines brighter than any worldly charm. One calm afternoon in the mango grove, Subha's steps were interrupted by the intrusion of a man intoxicated by her outward beauty. But instead of fear or anger, she walked on with a mind refined through meditation, a gentle yet unshakable inner strength, like a soft breeze that can still move a heavy cloud. And it was right there, in the quiet of the forest, that Subha revealed to the world. True beauty does not lie in the eyes. It lies in the freedom of the mind. Let me step into this story together, as though entering a meditative sanctuary, where each sentence is a deep breath, and every detail is a lesson on letting go, courage, and liberation. Subha was the daughter of a renowned and respected Brahmin in the royal city of Rajagaha. She was born into luxury, cared for with refinement and tenderness. Every material comfort around her was elegant, lavish, and delicately arranged. As she grew older, this young lady became increasingly beautiful. Beautiful in temperament, beautiful in face and complexion, in her hair, her form, and even the graceful appearance of her hands and feet. Moreover, from the moment she opened her eyes to the world, her family seemed to prosper more, gain more good fortune, become happier, and experience many auspicious signs. So, everyone affectionately began calling her Subha, and thus Subha became her name. A few years earlier, while the exalted teacher was traveling on alms tour, he visited the Veluvana monastery, and she was someone who frequently went to listen to the Dhamma. Because of this, she developed deep faith and became a devoted lay follower. The more she listened, the more she understood the fragility of human life, the danger inherent in sensual pleasures, and she longed only for the peace found in renunciation. Thus, she ordained under the elder Bhikkhunī Gautam, received training in meditation, and before long attained the fruit of non-returning. With permission from the Bhikkhunī Sangha and with the approval of Bhikkhunī Khema, Bhikkhunī Subhā requested to live and practice in a remote mountain village, dwelling in the caves on the southern side of Vulture Peak, diligently meditating in order to resolve the final problem of birth and death. However, no matter how much effort she made, no matter how diligently she strove, that noble aspiration still did not come to fruition. Perhaps she lacked the strength of past parama. Perhaps there was some unwholesome karma in her past that had not yet been repaid. Perhaps she needed to wait for a certain condition, a certain supporting cause, before that final fruit could ripen. These were the questions that often circled restlessly within the mind of the virtuous Bhikkhunī. In that state of mind, while going on alms round, she heard that the Buddha had returned to spend the rains retreat at Veluvanarama that year, and because she was overjoyed, she traveled a long distance to come and see him. One early dawn, emerging from a secluded cave on the southern side of Grudrakuta mountain and crossing several more hills, it was already close to midday. Bhikkhunī Subhā went for alms in the small roadside hamlets. When she saw that she had received enough food, she turned toward the mango grove of the royal physician Javaka, hoping to find a quiet spot to take her meal and rest at noon. The noble nun thought to herself, ever since this mango grove had been offered by Javaka to the Buddha and the Sangha, surely there would always be bhikkhus present here. Yet she would not disturb them. All she needed was a quiet corner of the grove. But strangely, as she looked across the grounds, she saw no one at all. It was completely silent. She guessed that the bhikkhus must have already returned to Veluvanarama to attend upon the Blessed One and listen to the Dhamma. Thus, she continued walking, slowly, calmly, unhurried, at ease, thinking that having no one around was even better. When she turned a bend, the gate of the mango grove came into view. She thought, the mango forest of the divine physician Javaka, a place famous for its lush trees and deep shade, for singing streams and rustling leaves, for drifting fragrances and golden, gentle sunlight. What a marvelous refuge to enjoy the bliss of meditation, the bliss of fruition. Suddenly, like a demon springing out of nowhere, a figure leapt forward. It was a young man, the son of a silversmith, flashy in appearance, smooth-skinned, with a polished face and gaudy clothing, wandering aimlessly. He was well known for his promiscuity and hooligan behavior. Seeing her, a young, beautiful nun, he blocked her path. Bhikkhunī Subhā felt no fear. She stepped back a little and asked, "Hey, what are you doing? Do you not see that I am a female mendicant?" "I see." "Oh, I see very clearly," the young man replied. "You're so beautiful. Let me gaze at you for a moment, just to please my eyes." "Insolent." She deliberately spoke harshly, striking directly at his rude behavior. With that smooth face, that carefully groomed beard, that scented powder, and polished skin, it's clear you're a depraved youth, used to flirting and wandering about. Get lost. I'm disgusted already. The young man did not get angry, despite being scolded. He continued staring at her intensely, smiling brightly like a blooming flower, and stretched out both arms so the bhikkhunas had no way to pass. Knowing she had encountered a brazen and shameless man, she exhaled softly, lifted her gentle, blue-green eyes, as calm as a doze, and said, "Then listen, young man. In what way have I wronged you? In what way have I erred? In what way have I done anything improper? Where have I offended you, that you block my path, the path of a celibate nun? This is wholly unsuitable. This is entirely unfitting. It breaks all sense of manners, propriety, and decorum when a man dares to lay his hands upon a woman who has gone forth, who has chosen the way that departs from sensual desire. This is a path of purity. This is a sacred path, a path free of stain and defilement. Why do you dare obstruct me, one who has left behind worldly pleasures? My mind is truly pure. Yours is not. You are full of craving, full of defilement. I am without craving, without defilement. Show at least a little understanding, young man, so that I may continue with my duties." The young man, the son of the goldsmith, heard her words, and instead of feeling ashamed, he became even more intoxicated, speaking words of flirtation as if they were poetry, as if they were birdsong drifting through a green forest, rustling with flowers and fragrance. "Oh, how young and beautiful you are. Why leave your home behind? Why cast away your youth, only to waste it in renunciation? Throw away that saffron robe. Come with me into that blooming forest yonder, where we can freely delight in the pleasures of desire. Oh, don't you see it? The trees are releasing their fragrance. Their scent fills every corner of the air. With just a gentle breeze, the whole earth becomes clouded with pollen. a sign that spring has begun. Ah, spring, the season of happiness, the season of union and sensual delight. Can you hear it? Every sprout, every leaf, whispers softly or sings with joy, overflowing with emotion. Yet you wander all alone, quietly entering the forest, with no companion beside you. Where is the delight in that? Do you know? The forest is a lonely place, a place full of dread. Beasts lurk there, waiting for prey. They roam frequently. Tigers, leopards, lions, and even frenzied female elephants, trumpeting for mates. Terrifying, horrifying. Do you know? You are a golden doll, a celestial maiden, unique in all the world, perfect in beauty. You drape kasi silk, smooth, shimmering, graceful, and gentle. I would live as your servant, obedient and devoted. There is no woman, no being in this world whom I love more than you. Oh, you, with eyes soft and tender, like the alluring eyes of a Kinar. If you follow my words, your life will overflow with happiness in a splendid dwelling, within a radiant palace, attended by devoted servants and gentle maidens. You will wear fine cassie silk, with flower garlands and red balm. I will craft ornaments for you, of jewels and precious stones, in countless exquisite and noble designs. Then you will climb onto a bed of flowers, a marvel of beauty, built from fragrant sandalwood, hung with pure, elegant curtains, covered with soft goose-down blankets and long woolen cushions. You are like a blue lotus bud, rising fresh from the water, untouched by any man, for you seem destined for the gods alone. No one dares lay eyes upon you in delight. But if you cling to this life of purity, this path of chastity you follow, it is like that untouched lotus bud. No one will ever behold its beauty. Your limbs and body, supple, youthful, fair pink, fragrant, smooth, will one day succumb to time, weakening, wrinkling, ill and aging, shivering and shrinking. Would that not be a waste? Would that not be a squandering of heaven's gift, O Queen of Beauty? Hearing the young man praise her, extol her beauty, with words like soothing oil, with a tongue slick as butter, she replied, "Listen, young man, what exactly is it here, within this body, that you consider most beautiful? All I see is hair and body hair. All I see is phlegm, saliva, and filth within this heap of the four elements. And one day, it will lie scattered across the charnel ground, rotting and repulsive, a corpse decaying, swarmed by flies, by worms and maggots. So tell me, what is it you see? Where is the beauty you claim in this foul, stinking body? When you utter such words, deluded, unconscious, praising my so-called beauty, when questioned like that, the young man, the son of the silversmith, fixed his gaze upon her. Truly, even without adornment, even with the youthful locks already shorn away, she was still astonishingly beautiful. From the very first glance, he had fallen for her, loved her with a fierce longing, desired her with a fevered heart, and now, clearly, he was utterly spellbound by her eyes, by that gaze. So he replied, "Oh, it is your eyes. They are like the eyes of a gentle hare, like the eyes of a doe, like the bright eyes of a hen. Just seeing those eyes of yours, my lust surges, my desire overflows. Oh, the eyes upon your face, shining like pure gold, like a budding blue lotus, unstained without a single flaw. Just seeing those eyes of yours, my lust surges, my desire overflows. Even if you were to wander far away, I would still remember, still picture those long black lashes. There is nothing I love more, nothing I crave more than that incomparable gaze of yours. The young man went on and on, speaking wildly, speaking deliriously, praising her eyes, her gaze, her lashes, and perhaps he truly had become confused, bewildered, drowning in the eyes of the noble bhikkhun. So she began offering gentle reminders, words soft as silk, hoping to kindle even a tiny flame inside the darkness, clouding his mind. Listen here, young man. You have already walked a crooked path, and now you desire me. You long for me. Even though I am a daughter of the Buddha, a true daughter of the fully awakened one, why do you not go seek other young women of this world? You have entered the wrong way, and the wrong way is dangerous, filled with thorns and pitfalls. Are you not afraid? The right path is steady, straight and safe, yet you turn away from it. You wish to grasp the moon for play. You wish to leap over Mount Meru. This foolishness, this madness, is how you imagine you can reach me. Do you not know? In this world, in heavenly worlds, in any realm at all, I no longer desire anything. I no longer delight in any form of craving, no matter the object. When the noble path arises, it destroys all of them, cuts them off at the root. Every vine, every creeping tendril. That is what I want. Like a fierce flame leaping out of glowing embers, leaving behind only ash. That is what I want. Like a bowl of poison, burned away by fire, dried out until nothing remains. When the noble path arises, all such things are cast out, utterly destroyed. That is what I want. And listen here, young man. There may be women, even women gone forth, who have not truly learned the Dhamma, who do not practice the Dhamma, who do not see clearly the five aggregates, who do not feel revulsion towards sensuality, who do not thoroughly understand, who do not carefully examine. Women still ruled by craving, still ruled by sensual desire. Such a woman, yes, you may seduce her, entice her, bewitch her, harm her. But me, what about me? I have learned, I have practiced, I observe carefully, I see cause and effect clearly. If you attempt to seduce me, you will gain nothing but sorrow, now and in the future. As a daughter of the Buddha, a daughter of the perfectly enlightened one, I dwell in mindfulness, I dwell in full awareness. I see the puppet show of perceptions and illusions, praise and blame, honor and insult, pleasure and pain, delight and discomfort, all paired opposites, all conditioned and impermanent, flashes of lightning, bubbles on water, across the three realms, among the four kinds of beings. All are defilements, outflows, all are sorrow, lamentation, despair. Within these existences, there is truly nothing, nothing at all for the mind to cling to, for the heart to grasp. I am a disciple, a Bhikkhunī, a daughter of the well-gone one. I have stepped forth. I am moving steadily along the noble eightfold path. The arrow has been pulled out. I am free of illness, free of flaw, my heart filled with joy, in a pure, quiet refuge. And now, young man, you call me a golden doll, but what is that doll truly? Crafted, carved, painted, adorned, a wooden puppet held together by strings and rods, with arms and legs, a body and a face. Then dancers move it, pulling, releasing. So it sways and trembles, poses in many ways, many charming forms, yet all of it exists only because of those strings. Now, young man, if the wood were taken apart, if the strings were removed, if every joint and knot were undone, the puppet would no longer dance. Everything would cease. Nothing would remain. So what exactly are you infatuated with? My body is the same, a mere union of the four great elements. When they disperse, Nothing remains. So, what is there to desire? You say I am a celestial maiden. But that is only what you imagine. A picture painted by your mind, by craving, by delusion. Just drawings like images on a wall. Illusions, apparitions, conjured tricks of perception, like gold seen in a dream, like a mirage in the desert. Blindly, you chase after this empty thing, unreal, where nothing truly exists. You praise me as beautiful, eyes of a hen, eyes of a doe. But it is all your fabrication, your imagining. These eyes of mine, they are merely round balls, placed inside sockets, holes in a piece of wood. They ooze tears, they secrete mucus, filth and foulness. Yet you admire these eyes. You are intoxicated by them. You lose your senses because of them. But to me, they serve only for seeing. So listen well. If these eyes, this so-called beauty, have caused you such delusion, such craving, then I shall give them to you. Here, take this marvelous eye. Having said this, the virtuous Bhikkhun, with a mind free from attachment, with a heart utterly calm, plucked out one of her beautiful eyes and handed it to the young man. And she said, "Take it. Here, young man, take this impure eye and go far away from here." The reckless youth, seeing this, broke out in a cold sweat, horrified, his body and mind trembling, weak and unsteady. In that very moment, all infatuation vanished, all sensual lust fled without a trace. He bowed down, terrified and remorseful, and pleaded, "May the chaste Bhikkhun be safe and well again. Never again will I dare to offend you in this way. The sin I have committed is like grasping blazing fire, like holding a poisonous serpent. I know I will meet its consequences. Please, forgive me." Having escaped the assault, Bhikkhunī Subhā walked into the mango grove. As if nothing had happened, using the strength of her meditation, she steadied herself against the pain, placed cool leaves over the wound, and bound it so the bleeding would ease. After taking her meal, the noble Bhikkhun went to the Veluvanarama monastery and paid homage to the Blessed One. The moment she beheld the Buddha's auspicious marks, his radiant brilliance, and his perfect beauty, her eye was restored, healed completely, returned to the way it had been before. In the end, this story isn't really about a nun, or a reckless young man, or even an act that still unsettles us centuries later. It's about how easily the human mind confuses desire for truth. Subha didn't walk away from the world because the world was evil. She walked away because she saw clearly that attachment turns beauty into a prison and craving into a quiet form of suffering. Today, we may not face temptation in a forest, but we face it every day on screens, in mirrors, in the need to be admired, liked, approved of. We are taught to protect our image, to chase validation, to fear losing what makes us desirable in the eyes of others. Subha made a different choice. She didn't fight desire with anger. She didn't argue with illusion. She simply removed its power by refusing to be ruled by it. Her act wasn't about destruction. It was about freedom, a reminder that the body changes, beauty fades, and praise disappears. But clarity of mind, once realized, cannot be taken away. You don't have to renounce the world to learn this lesson, but you do have to pause and ask yourself what you're truly clinging to, because the moment you see clearly, desire loosens its grip, and in that space, something rare appears. Not loss, not sacrifice, but peace.